Hello. I think I ended up deleting it earlier, but I did actually start doing a survival world on my sort of mystical amethyst mod pack that I'm working on. But we're not really going to do anything about that today. Instead, I have picked some books off of my shelf, organized them by the year that they're talking about, and we're going to just go over what they're about. But I'm also going to go ahead and try mining for an amethyst geode I found earlier. So the first book we've got here is 1632 by Eric Flint. As you might be able to guess, it is about the year 1632. Specifically about the year 1632 in an area that is eventually, no, but yeah, in 1632, I don't think it is actually part of Germany, but eventually it becomes part of Germany. At the time of 1632, you have a lot of like warring states, smaller. Okay, why did I just get that advancement? Oh no, oh no, 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 no. All right, so this could be less peaceful than I was hoping. Why are we growling? Why are we growling? Why are we growling? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. And the actual main characters of this story. Hello. You're in VC. Okay. Oh gosh. The actual main characters of this story are the members of a small mining town in I want to say West Virginia. They really give West Virginia vibes. Hey, emergency temporal shift. How are you doing? We're just gonna make these guys a little bit quieter because we don't need them. Don't need the blocks to be super loud. I think they'll be okay. Why do I have no blocks on? Oh, I must have been doing something. Oh, it was probably when I was listening to the Rubber Chickens when I thought about them. And so the story starts off. A bunch of people are in town for a wedding. Cool. Wedding is good stuff. And in the course of that wedding, the entire town and like several miles outside of it, a whole big sphere of it, are just lifted up and pulled into 1632 Germany. And so, I mean, it's a bit of a spoiler, but it's also not really. Actually, there's going to be tons of spoilers in this because I'm not going to bother, keeping track. So if it looks like a book that you'd be interested in, I guess there's no timestamps on this. Good luck. Good luck. Anyway. So they're basically dropped into the middle of, I want to say the 30 Years' War. Is that the right war? And pretty much promptly upon arriving in 1632, they see, they encounter some women and children running away from like some absolutely top-notch 1632 soldiers. Well, wouldn't it be cool if I had iron? It's okay. I'll get it in a second. I don't need iron. I do not need iron. I am living a life of magic. So, basically, they, being West Virginian coal miner types, they are all heavily armed. Besides, of course, the people who just have guns because they have guns and it's America. You have the people who do, who are members of like the rifle club. You've got people who have like their military firearm that they probably should have given back when they got back from Vietnam, and an assortment of things. And so a big, like the first part of the book kind of deals with them dealing with the interpersonal ideas of, so do we hole up and just kind of like make our town for ourselves, or do we do we kind of integrate with the society and peoples that are around here and to participate? And after a bit of discussion and debating, they decide they're going to go all in on living with this, living in their new community. And it kind of goes on from there. And there's actually quite a lot of books in this series. And so the first part of the book, the history stays pretty consistent to what history actually was, because, that's what was going on. But as they have more and more influence in the world, they stop having that sort of advantage of knowing history. And I mean, really like the way that the characters are all portrayed is just absolutely superb. Like every character is like a real person, and it's just like it's a really great little story there. Next up, this one has no cover because I lost the cover. Let's see if I can even show you the title. Nope, I can't. I'm a failure. It's okay. Anyway, this is called Sorcery in Sicilia. It is even more than 1632. It is a fantasy story that was, yay, I've reached my goal. Soon all of the magical power of the world shall be mine. More so if more of these would grow into budding amethyst, or into amethyst clusters. I swear I just heard something. Awesome. We are started on Spectrum. So, this book... Oh, I guess we're going to wait out the... Thanks. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it could be. No, I mean, I used to own the dust jacket for it. I don't have that anymore. Awesome. I'm very good at this game. I don't have it anymore because I took it off because it was starting to fall off. Is basically what happened there. And so this started as some authors in an author group, specifically Patricia. Oh, the other one was written by Eric Flint, by the way. Patricia C. Reedy and Caroline Stevemeyer decided to play the letters game with each other. And so basically the idea is that one person writes a letter, and they establish in the first letter why the characters have to write letters rather than just, being together. And they write back and forth. And anyway, so after like a year or so of doing this, including one time, they like lived in the same town, and one time a letter, they were mailing each other like with stamps and everything properly. But one time one of them just dropped it off and was like, don't be too surprised. It was delivered by the footman. And the funny thing is, so even as they're writing these letters, they're like meeting in person and like talking at coffee houses and things. But they didn't really talk about the plot. They just talked about, about how many more letters do you think it's going to take you to take care of the enemy and for your character and stuff. Anyway, Kate has gone off for a London season, and her cousin is not allowed to because she got in trouble for messing with the squire's goat. And she's naturally very sad about this, and her cousin kindly writes to tell her everything that's going on, including how she walked through a door at the I can't pronounce the word. Basically, a new wizard, one of their near neighbors, a new wizard, is going to be allowed to. Oh, what's this? Why do I have that over my head? Excuse me. Why is what have I done? What have I done? I've done something wrong. Is it because I'm too close? No, I'm there. I'm just not there. Hi. Hello? I can't see. What's going on? Okay, anyway. Anyway, so he's getting entered into the College of Wizards. And she goes there and she finds this doorway and it looks like it's going out into a really nice garden. So she's like, cool, I will go ahead and that's an entity. I'm going to go out into this garden because it's very pretty. And she goes there, and it turns out that the garden is somewhere not inside it wasn't a college garden. It was someplace very far away, and she's greeted with, "Aha, Thomas, I've caught you." which is our introduction to the fact that there is magical danger, which is cool. Um, Meanwhile, her cousin back home is having troubles with so the wizard neighbor actually also comes back home, and it turns out that he wants to steal all of the magic from their brother, and there's all kinds of to-dos in a very 1817-ish sort of way. Then we jump to 1833. So 1833, as you're probably aware, is before the United States Civil War. And the protagonist of this book is a free man of color, which is to say a black man in 1833's New Orleans who is free, and who gets caught up in a mystery. Now, it's been a while since I've read this book, but this book is, unlike the others, it doesn't really have any fantastical elements. Like, it's a fictional story, of course, but it is kind of based around like what the author researched and would expect to have that society be like. I have so many diamonds. I'm so happy. This amethyst geode is not very developed, though. I don't know if there's a way to like encourage that other than just breaking all of the amethyst that isn't the budding amethyst. And in the course of events, he has an enemy basically get him captured. He goes to, so I think he's actually a physician, I remember. And he trained in Paris. And there's just, a lovely little look at society of that era, but from the lens of somebody who's kind of in, I guess, the sort of the middle of the society. Then we shift tones dramatically and eras. And so in the between wars time of between World War One and World War Two, closer to World War Two, we have Mrs. Tim of the regiment, Hester. I've blinked on her name. What is her last name? Who are these people? I totally know these. Hester. What is her name? She has a name. Everybody's Christie. Mrs. Tim Christie. And basically, it is just a slice of life diary of her time being a regimental officer's wife in Britain. Well, actually, they're like stationed in Scotland, because that's just how it is. And so she has things. So she doesn't have any real bothers or worries or anything, but it's kind of interesting to see like what, like how different people lived back then. She's having to, she has to call and order the meat and stuff, and so they're constantly like, oh, the low salary of the officer's wife. Well, I mean, she published it, so I mean, let's be fair. And it's loosely based off of D.E. Stevenson, who is actually related to Louis Stevenson. It's loosely based off of her own experiences. So it's something that she the basis of the book is that a friend of hers had a daughter who was going to be marrying a army officer, and was like, so what is it like? And she's like, oh, I could just tidy up my diary for consumption. And now D. Stevenson actually is an incredibly prolific writer. And she writes a bunch of very just light, inoffensive romances. it's just, it's just a cute little story. And then they go off to the Highlands of Scotland at one point. I feel like I gave myself a way of making. Did I give myself a way of making this into something useful? No, I can blast. Oh, I never actually added the recipe yet. I'm full of sad. I want this recipe to go backwards. I really do. Oh well. Anyway. It's just a nice little story. So, and that one was actually written at the time it was set. Now, this next one is written in and set around 1976. And so this is by John Creasy, and it is, quote, a Superintendent West chiller. And it's basically like a oops, excuse you, rude. Hey, good book. It's like a police procedural type thing. Should I mine for diamonds or should I like? I feel like if I mine for diamonds down here, it gives me more chance of getting more amethyst, which is what I really need. So we're just gonna start like strategically going through here, I guess. And so they've been having there was a robbery of some bullion, and in the course of, and it's just all about the intricate little details of finding clues in that. And the whole thing, their whole case of being able to find it out hinges on a single shard of glass that was just found because a constable range 3 flight spell and got confused when you walked through them. Oh no! Range 3 is a little bit too small. So a constable was like, is this floor polished or waxed? And so he's like, he rubbed his finger along it, managed to get his finger caught on like the one little shard of glass that the bullion thieves forgot to take up. And it's less of a cultural difference one on this. I seem to tend to like these ones that like do a little bit of world building and demonstration of what's going on. I feel like I should get a better like mining strategy here, but I'm not going to. So yeah, we'll just do a little bit spaced out. We're gonna trying for more diamonds. But all like the ways that they, it's a fun little mystery. But it's not the sort of mystery where you can try to solve it yourself. It's more the sort of mystery where you go, so that's how they would figure out this information and how they get a hold of things, and it's more of a exciting sort of thing. Why do world building when you can do world breaking? Exactly. It occurs to me I could place lights, but I only have like that much amethyst dust. So I think my decision to, like, I didn't get that many. Oh gosh. Huh. I don't like mine sounds. They have bomb threats and people escaping with helicopters and people getting, car chases. Good stuff. Okay, so the next one's actually a trilogy. Excuse you. Why are you not giving me what I want to? See you, thingy. Good. Okay. So this is the Ivory series, which starts with the Gate of Ivory, then 2-Bit Heroes, then Gilt-Edged Ivory. And this one is by Doris Egan, who went on to write for House, the television series. And I may have just told you a lie. It may have been Castle, but it was one of those, some sort of fairly famous doctor involving series. I think House is right. And so in this, she doesn't just build one world. She builds 3 worlds. Her main characters grew up in on the planet of Pyrene, a world in a small cluster. one of 3 inhabitable worlds in a small sector. I don't know if it's a small sector, but several wormhole jumps away from Earth. And Pyrene is very, very, very egalitarian. And children are raised in creches, and you only have one name because you don't really need any other names because there's no sense of family because everybody is just part of society. After she completes her younger schooling and is ready to go to university, she gets a governmental scholarship to the universities on Athena, another world in the system. And her listed major is something like working with municipal waterworks. Anyway, so she lands and immediately changes her area of study to folklore. And then goes on and further refines it as academics do into cross lore. Oh goodness. This looks like there's going to be scary things. You know what? I'm sure it's fine. We're going to just do that, and then I will know that that was something. I also am running out of torches, so I probably should go up higher and start getting some coal. I'm not having any luck with diamonds after the first batch. But in it, so she travels there, and then in the course of her studies, she is given the opportunity to go along with some other people to visit Ivory, the third. Hold on, there's 4 worlds. She builds 4 worlds in this. The third world in their sector, and of course immediately takes that opportunity because it's really interstellar travel is of course incredibly expensive. Give me anything in there? I don't know that I need any of these stones. So while she's there on Ivory, she gets an implant of the spoken language of Ivory because, of course, she's just going to be there as a tourist. And she's mugged. And by the time she wakes up, the ship is gone. And the officials of Ivory are absolutely no help because in Ivory, people don't do things without bribes. Ivory also has a noble class that has, as one of their many art forms that they like to experiment in, they like to experiment in murder. Can we please break this block? Excuse me, rude. No, come on. Thank you. Okay, good. So while she was a tourist, she had a tourist badge that kept her safe, which is perfect. And then the tourist badge goes out. Now, she's never actually attacked, luckily for her. But it is, it's a scary situation. So she's illiterate. Yeah, pretty more like a. I mean, they're not supposed to take out people who aren't part of their game, but it's all like in our world, young rich people would race cars, right? In that era. And in this world, they just compete over members of people who are game players, compete to try to kill each other. And they're just not that concerned if they kill other people. But she's, so she's illiterate and she gets, they don't really the author does not make it perfectly clear how this happens, but she ends up becoming a fortune teller in the market of the poor part of town. While she's there telling fortunes, for a few coins at a time, an incredibly well-dressed man comes up and is like, I want you to read these cards for me. And it turns out that he is a sorcerer. The cards are cursed, and he needs her to read the cards for him because his grandmother was mad about how rude he was about women and said, you're never going to be able to read these cards. You're always going to have a woman read them for you. Right. So she's doing scam fortune. He is an actual magic user. Magic is real on Ivory. Magic is also illegal on Ivory. Everybody is mystified by it. There are they give actual like science fiction-y type of explanations for that you're like, oh wow, she has done so much world building, and you're and it's so incredible. And then she just never wrote another book. I am just, there's so much to these worlds. Also, hi Neon Cat. Um, Two Bit Heroes starts with a very ancient literary reference, because keep in mind that there's no actual time frame for this, but it's like at least it's like 2,000 years after the destruction of a gate. So you have like there was space travel, and now 2,000 years have passed. So it's sometime in the distant future. Finally, coal. Can you believe how long I mined for that coal? Why am I even using this stone pickaxe? I think I'm using it because I like really believe in second chances. So Two Bit Hero starts off with "Reader, I married him," which I'm blanking on what the reference is, but that's how some other book starts, like one from our time. And it occurs to me, I'm like, why don't I want to place light, and I can. I have this ability now. I don't know what I can do with these slots. I have a lot of them. Boy, did I make a good choice about putting that there. You know what I haven't actually done? I want my pretties. I cannot have my pretties because it's a one. This is 120 pack. That should work. I feel completely. I do not know what's going on with that. So in book 2, she's married to, she's gotten married into a fairly wealthy family, and they're going around. They're doing some investigations for sorcery reasons, and oh yeah, I guess I wonder if I don't think I have a vein mining in this. I should probably put vein mining in this. Everything's better with vein mining. Oh, I just haven't added the. Okay, I don't have the resources because I haven't added the resources. Oh, I'll have to change that about myself. So they're out kind of in the hinterlands, and um, his brother or brother-in-law thinks that he's been stealing money from the family, and so their car and all of their money and everything is taken, and her husband. No, wait, he's not her husband at that point. I just told you a lie. Hold on. I'm getting two stories confused. I'm telling you about the rest of the Gate of Ivory before they got married. Anyway, so she basically spends the entire book walking hundreds and hundreds of miles with a man who's in a who's not catatonic because he's like functional, but he doesn't talk. And so that kind of builds their relationship as you can't really spend that much time with somebody and then not get things. I bet somebody has made a vein mining spell with more iotas and stuff. Like, so you know that one that can detect the block type? Yeah, no, he just, because his, his magical power comes in part from his connection with his family. So where Pyrene is like wildly unfamily oriented, Ivory is everything is family based and bribes. No, but see, Railgun's like a 4x4, like Railgun's like a shaped mining spell. I would think that you could do something where you're like, I'm sure somebody's done something where it actually detects block type and then only mines if it's the right block type. Okay, so 2-bit heroes, once again, they start off with living the life of luxury, and then this time, what did I just get there? Oh, a lucky pebble. Huh. All right, I got an artifact trinket. Did I give myself a place to actually put this? I did. Okay, guess we're doing that then. Was it? But this time, they're captured by bandits. And in the course of things, they help the bandit leader become such an annoyance to the governor of the province. I discovered no such thing. Don't you be telling me that's that's the message it gives you when there's a enemy. We're going to just very cautiously mine this coal and not mine that wall of stone. Oh, railgun is really? Oh, I'm thinking of the square gun, aren't I? That's for okay. I'm gonna go back down and get more amethyst. Now they've got some. Isn't it lucky of me I actually have iron now? Anyway, so they help the bandit leader with becoming enough of a nuisance that the governor offers him a pardon. Oh, is it like actually just the built-in? I probably have that in this. Hold on, let's see here. We have a, nope, special recast. Let's see here. Naval gets liquid, lily pad. Oh, because it's architects, okay. Railgun. Attempt additional identifier pierces all blocks until it hits the block specified by the identifier. Okay. So this doesn't feel as useful as it could be. I guess you could use it to tell whether there was a particular block in a certain range. Why did that sound all watery? Oh. There's no. It could be. Honestly, even just breaking blocks in a row is such a nuisance with text casting. Yay! I have a little bit of fortune now. Zahara! I shall be wealthy on amethyst. Okay, I guess not. You don't need to recast from yourself. Fair. Right, because you could recast. How would that work? Because you could recast from a targeted block, right? So you could do something where you're like. But no, my thought is like, okay, so you say, okay, go towards this diamond. I mean, I guess it could tell you whether that was there, but like it isn't going to breaking that diamond block from there isn't really going to help you with anything. Is my thinking on that. Anywho. So in let's see here, books 1, books 2. In the third book, yep, I genuinely can't remember what happened in the third book. I love these books so much, but I can't remember. Can I take transparent blocks? I mean, I don't see why not, because it's going to be identifying them. You can target glass. I mean, if you can target glass with a ray cast, then you can target. Wow, everything is very exciting upstairs, apparently. Yeah, since you can target glass, you should be able to target other things with other ray casts, right? This is where I had diamonds before, which makes me think there won't be diamonds in this area, diamonds there. We're gonna go to, like, here, I think. Oh, but when you... I guess you have to use blink, right? Because you can't use with impulse, it's going to have a problem. Anyway, I should probably reread these books because I like that. Oh yeah, okay. This one, the third book was the murder mystery one because so she married into kind of a very upper class family, but the noble families, who are the ones who do most of those murdering, are higher. So I'm these last. So I have two more books because I'm having fun with this. And I don't think they do have a look vector because I think we would. Oh, they do have a look vector. Wait, what determines a look vector on a block? So these last few, I'm kind of doing in order of like how science fiction-y they are, like how much science fiction is a thing. I have not really. I really. Excuse you, rude. Oh, I think my keyboard's broken. I think my keyboard's broken. Hold on. Can I type Can I type? No, I can type it. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so it's kind of consistently doing that. Yeah. So the Ivory series, obviously there is, obviously it is science fiction because we're taking place in another world, but other than like mentions of, yeah, they have mentions of some science fiction-y things, but the stories themselves are not very science fiction. What's this? Okay, I now have Earth Essence. Go me. You can't walk while shifted sometimes. Ooh. Well, like when I try to do screenshots, like screen snips, like my Windows key will just not work. We are going to just level up all of the mining, this entire mining thing on this in this stream. Okay, so what? See, I don't think that ray castings from the blocks are going to be that from drop. I don't think ray casting from drop blocks is that useful, and regular blocks don't have ray casting options. Or do they? Yeah. Okay. Let's find out. Let's find out if they have a look vector. This is going to be the absolute stupidest way to do this ever. So we're going to grab the block. Wait, how do I turn this into a block? I can't, can I? I don't know what I'm doing with this. Block manipulation? Nope, that's... I mean, I don't know how to turn this into the block that's at this location, because I don't know what that's under. Property iota? Nope, that's wrong. Pattern things? Nope. Okay, it's not iota hashtag, it's not ephemera? That is an item frame. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Are you fixing it? So I don't really want to do the raycast. Oh gosh. So the raycast takes like a block type, which actually I guess I need. Well, hex, not hex parse. That's gonna items, sorters. I mean, these are cool. I love these so much. Two vectors, position aside, item stacks in the block. No. Okay, that's some inventory management stuff. If you are using hex casting for your inventory management, Lord bless you. Good luck. Types. Entity. No. Item typeable. Remove an iota with an associated item type, a location. Okay, this might be it. This might be it. Okay, so we are going to, it's like break block, except instead of making a circle, we make an envelope. Gonna try this out. Okay. Now I've got deep slate. If I just do a look vector, it should tell me if the deep slate has a look vector, right? All right. So it only works on entities. So you would have to. I mean, I guess you could like break a few blocks and then use the look vectors of the resulting entities to break the blocks that they are then looking at with like a zone distillation for entity type, entity item. So I mean, you could do that, but that feels really expensive, and kind of random. I mean, I got that it was deep slate, but the difficulty was that well, yeah, but I'm just thinking in terms of like how do you actually break over to like the block that you're looking for, right? And I mean, that's sort of the detection thing. Like that would really, it would help to be able to just go and go, are there diamonds along this line? Like that could be nice. I have so much diamonds now. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Actually, I probably should stop mining here because I've kind of gotten the diamonds in this trunk. But I believe in myself or something. I mean, I understand when at least let you control the way it's looking, but like you start running into if you're going to place an armor stand, why not just use your own look vector? I mean, I guess like once you have wisps or something, then you could have the wisp like target the armor stand and like keep breaking blocks that the armor stand's looking at until it's out of ambit. But then again, also, you have to have that balance between like, is it worth the effort to set up the spell? I mean, so many times it isn't on these. Maybe. Well, yeah, but I don't think you need item type to do a 3D printer thing. Yeah, wisps are so powerful. With a lot of help, I once got a wisp to make a really annoying light behind my shoulder, so I guess that was good. But, folks, this is not a Minecraft stream. It is also not a nerdy text casting stream. This is about books, because this is a 120.1, because that's the one that actually has, like, all of the add-ons still. So, Hunting Party is another science fiction book. Yay, we love science fiction books. And the main character is a captain who was in the Royal? Yes. No. She was in a navy of some kind. The world she lives in has a monarchy. Anyway, but she was disgraced. Because she disobeyed the orders of her superior because it was going to get her ship completely crushed for no good reason. Naturally, because she disobeyed orders, she got court-martialed. She was told, hey, if you, and this is massive, massive spoilers, if you just quietly leave, resign your commission, then all of your men and women, all of the people under your command will just be free to go. It's not going to look great on the records for a while, but basically they're just going to be a-okay. So she promptly left, and they were like, no, you can't say goodbye to them. What foolishness. So she gets a job as the yacht captain of a rich old lady. And it's honestly like their interactions is really cool. Nope, this one is, I'm actually playing survival mode of the little mod pack I was making, and I am rapidly realizing that all of my plans to do Cube.js recipes, I really need to actually do that because at the base form of this mod pack is absolutely terrible. But we are not mining and crafting, we are mining and booking. Haha. I literally went to my shelf of books and was like, yes, these books I could maybe talk about for a little bit. So, the old lady is heading to a hunting party where the old lady's family owns a planet. No, wait, it's for their friends. What doesn't really matter? Yeah, no, oh no, I'm sorry. I should hopefully not encounter any mobs because I have no armor and no weapons. I mean, I have 14 diamonds, so I guess technically I have weapons. Yeah, I'm sorry. I usually have the other way going around. Like, I'm playing Minecraft and like I'm watching, I'm glad you lived. I'm watching somebody else's stream and like they encounter a zombie or something. I'm like, oh oh, where is it? And it's, it's in their game. Can I? I don't know. Looks like no. So they took this planet and oh wait, I knew that was gonna be there. Yeah, we're finally getting amethyst powder. Yay! And they did some genetic manipulation of existing of the DNA sequences that were saved after Earth was abandoned, and they made a fox, and they have like a fox hunt, like an old and they, as a conceit, maybe they can't be spawned. What does spawned mean? I'm mining for whatever comes up, and that that is from Spectrum. And so they kind of like deliberately made their home and things like a sort of 19th century English house and named their kids kind of like that spawned. Maybe they can't be spawned. Yeah. I'm not even sure if Aegis armor would be Aegis armor. Aegis? I know what that word is. No, I don't. Wow. Let's try that again. So while they are there, some of the young folks are bored with the dinner and formality of the hunt ball, and they take some air flyers off to go and hang out in an island that they used to play on when they were kids. And they're shot out of the sky and told, you have one day, start running, because somebody has taken one of those islands and is doing a most dangerous game situation. Did I make a lot of server with hardcore before? The only hardcore I've played is vanilla. Yeah. I've played. Oh, it's a great spell, yeah. And that's something I'm gonna have to figure out, like I put so many dungeons in this and then like set all of the drop rates so that hex casting scrolls would be in it. So I might actually have a chance of getting great scrolls in this. And basically the captain and the old lady help rescue them. Although, oh, why are we all cave-like? We're cave-like because there's, this is nervous making. Okay. I want those diamonds, but I don't want to die to lava. Or the creeper. So, I've never really been able to figure out the item impulse thing, Oh, gosh. Okay, I don't have the ability. Actually, I could make a trinket now, because I have iron. Oh, are we going to drop right on me? We are going to drop right on me, aren't we? We can't. Okay. I feel like there's smarter ways to do things and stupider ways to do things. Oh, you mean my stack size? Yeah. It's actually 256 because that is a variable that you can set. And I thought for this pack, considering you're going to be getting, okay, so hex casting alone adds 2 types of amethyst dust. Spectrum adds amethyst powder. Then Spectrum adds citrine versions of shards and powder and blocks. Nobody has enough. Nobody wants to deal with that type of inventory. So life's just better if we have. I feel like I can do this. Okay. I don't. Oh, I'm so at this. I'm so going to die. I'm so going to die. Oh, oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Gosh. Nope. No creepers for me. Okay. Yay! I got the diamonds! I mean, I do have flying in this. It's just kind of expensive, and I want to wait to apply. I want to wait to do the flying spell for after I have a little bit. After I change things to where I can use blocks of amethyst for spells, I will. I will just get myself creative flight around my house. Not that far around my house, because I think I am going to need to travel to go to dungeons and things. But yeah, so that's hunting party. You know, kind of a interesting little science fiction variant on the most dangerous game, which, as you probably know, is man. And our last one is even more science fiction-y because this one has actual space battles with details of the armaments and what all of the navy the capacities of the different ships and details about their deployments and star charts and it's like very, very hard science fiction. We're going up this path, thank you, because I want to get these. Oh, I would talk with the folks in the Discord because half of them have made add-ons, and the other half are really smart. You know what? Mining through gravel is stupid. I'm not going to anymore. So Basilisk Station is the first in the Honor Harrington series by David Weber. Oh, and the last book was by Elizabeth Moon, who's also is another very prolific writer. And similarly to Hunting Station, we have basically the story of a woman who gets in trouble because she doesn't want to do stupid. It's amazing how many science fiction series kind of start off like that. Oh, hey, I know where this is. I've been here before. Yeah, the official hex casting server is a really good resource for all kinds of stuff. And so on Basilisk Station, they had indication that Basilisk is the closest point. Yeah, hexcasting. They have a server. I think it's the one. I think Chloe's running it. And Chloe, I think there's like an IP on the Discord. I don't like that space, so we're just going to not. So the Kingdom of Manticore is our heroine's home world, planet, etc. And the Republic of Haven has decided that they need a war to help with, well, specifically the government of Haven has decided that they need a war to make like a short decisive war is like, I guess, the classic term from history. And they decide to start the war by attacking Basilisk Station, which our main character is guarding with insufficient armaments. Kind of sad that Scott Christensen didn't show up because he probably actually has read all of these. I would be not at all surprised. And the book is basically the intricate details of how they leverage the limited resources they have in order to fight a much greater force, and basically hold the greater force off long enough to call for help. And then there's a lot of politicking and a lot of it's all battles and politics. So, and that is the last one. So we go from 1632 and some science fiction to I don't know, probably 4032. Don't know exactly. And the most science fiction that could ever be. That is my eclectic little set of books that I randomly had on my shelf. Also, an introduction to my beautiful webcam, which is so good. Did you see how beautiful it was? Showing the bricks of my fireplace? Yeah, my computing setup here is so scuffed. But I need to I'm still doing hex casting things. Wow, okay. I need to change all of the recipes. The cam is showing the side of my fireplace. My computer is sitting on the the ledge, the fireplace ledge. Oh, let me. Okay. So you see over there, you can see my computer. And here you can see a bird. If it ever catches up. And here you can see a bunch of swords that I haven't actually bothered to move. I need to hang them up. And here you can see an assortment of maybe you can't because it's common things. You can see the shelving of role playing books. And here's a camera. Or no, that's a microphone stand. Yay! It does microphone things. Fun stuff. Yeah. Well, no, actually, I haven't. Those swords aren't particularly sharp. That one that's on the shelf there under the various awards for army stuff. I have to be careful not to show names. That katana is that's the sharp sword. That's the dangerous sword. We'll go ahead and turn off the webcam because we are done with that part of things. Yay! I mean, yeah, but you could kill with a pencil if you really believed in yourself. I can reach that? Wait, can I? Okay, no, it doesn't let me take stuff out of there. What? Wait, what? What button did I hit for that? Oh no, I've done a stupid. Okay, now I don't know how to get back to that. What? What? What's this? Wait, I can search keybinds? What? Can I put stuff in here? That'd be cool. I want to see this. Oh, I guess I can't. Okay, that'd be probably a little too overpowered. All right. Anyway, I am going to actually I'm gonna get back out of here, but I'm gonna change. What? Oh, I mean, once I know which ones are actually staying in here. I mean, it has chest tracker. It has X casting things galore. It's not good yet. I need to find out whether there's ones that are stupid first. This is very boring. Okay, if anybody knows a Fabric 1.20.1 mod that lets you climb ladders faster, please let me know. Because this is so slow. I really could have just exited while I was down there. I need to grind more amethyst anyway. But, yeah, I want to change, add a bunch of recipes. Like, what makes sense to be the thing that turns amethyst into amethyst shards? Like, I can drop anvils on them. I can drop anvils on them and get dust. Amethyst powder would be good. Yeah, 1.20.1. Fabric. Like that. You probably can't see that because it's very small. Iron ladders? Okay. Is that the fast one? What am I not believing? They're fireflies now? Oh, okay. Man, I'm just terrified of those notifications. Also, hi Anna, your timing isn't that great because I'm actually about to quit. Yes, Farmer's Delight. Eh. I also kind of like. I don't necessarily need to avoid all of the most popular mods, but like, the more popular mods you have in a pack, the more people just kind of go back to like what they're used to. But on the other hand, having things that people are used to means that they're not like reinventing the wheel every day. So, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I'm apparently starving to death. Who knew? Fast is good. Okay, beautiful. So, anyway, that is it for. This was not a Minecraft stream, okay? It was a book stream. Look, there are books above me. Ooh, we talked about books. I'm one of those lifestyle YouTubey people what doesn't just do video games. I'm so good at it. Anyway, bye.